Okay. All right. Paul, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you in? Are you ready on the? Okay. Are you Cody? Thank you. Looks like I am too. All right. I'll call to order the infrastructure and Public Works Advisory Committee meeting. All three districts are present. The meeting was properly posted on October 4th. First item is for number one is discussion and possible action regarding minutes of September 23rd.
Motion to approve. Second.
All right. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Foster,
I said aye.
can you push your button?
Oh.
There we go. All right. Item number two, discussion possible action regarding ARPA projects list, not limited to scope, funding, schedule, and incidentals. Aaron, do you have anything to state at this point?
No, we'll just have that.
Okay. All right. Item number three, discussion possible action regarding TIF 2 and TIF 2A. Aaron, do you have anything to report at this time on those?
We're just waiting for the contract back from the contractor, which is going to be Cooley Construction. It should be on the agenda for the 16th.
For which project?
For the 11th floor, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
thank you. Okay.
For BOCC to approve on the 16th.
Okay. Any questions for Aaron at all? All right, I'll make a motion to receive that report.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number four, discussion of policy action regarding capital improvements list. Aaron, do you have anything to report here?
I have nothing to report.
All right, no questions, no report. Item number five, discussion of possible action regarding owner's rep report on ARPA projects presented by William White. Welcome, Mike.
Good morning. To go through the projects, progress that's made since our last meeting for the juvenile justice elevator. This is the last contract that has yet to be issued. I believe we're progressing towards getting that out in the near future. The good news is all the other 5 contracts for the elevators have been issued. Court clerk, social distancing. Last week we sat down with Mr. Warren and his staff and the architect and reviewed and finalized the finishes that they can use to progress forward with their finalizing their design. We hope that or we're planning to have 100% drawings at the end of this week and then progress with reviewing them next week and then getting out to bid November, first part to middle of November. Clerk's books, first floor. We received the layout of the north area last week and we are working towards finalizing the quotes with this layout. So we expect to have those quotes finalized here early part of this week. Annex security and front entrance. We are working towards getting some work starting on the west exterior entrance out there just to get some work going. I believe they've submitted their last submittals, and once those have been processed and approved, we'll get started out there. Definitely this month, though.
So you're starting this month on the exterior part of the project?
West end.
West end.
Drainage culvert inventory. We're progressing. Work continues there. Courthouse elevators, as I mentioned earlier, the contract's been issued. Of course, as we all know, Kone is the contractor. They've started with their submittals and we're progressing through the submittal process with the architect. That's the same with all the elevators, remaining elevators. Behavioral health services facility. At this time, we're targeting a January 2nd, 2025 start date. Existing jail HVAC, we've finalized the scope. You know, from our survey, we've issued Amendment 1 and change orders 1 and 2, finalizing that scope, and work is progressing. Existing jail loading dock, we expect the leveler to be received this week, and installation should take about a week. That's what I have for the BOCC projects.
You said existing jail HVAC work is progressing. You just mean on defining everything. Is there actually work happening at the jail right now?
Yes, sir.
What are they doing right now?
From their original, as part of their original scope, so they've been in there or taking some of the duct work and repairing it, and looking at taking some of the sensors and adjusting them. So, but they will soon be starting the duct cleaning and part of that scope of work that was in the change orders
By soon, you mean this year?
this month.
This month? Okay, great. All right. Questions?
How long for the projected cleaning?
I think so in the change order, we were just looking at cleaning the one floor and then kind of reevaluating what that takes. So I expect that to be done in the next 2 weeks.
Thanks, Mike. Motion to receive report. Second.
All right, so moved and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you, Mike. Item number 6, update on the meeting of the Citizen Oversight Advisory Board. Erin, do you have anything there?
Just that our next meeting is set for the 22nd at 1:30.
Okay. Okay, item number 7, update regarding the first floor West Hall ARPA project. Welcome, Marissa.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to receive.
Thank you.
Full plan. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, let's move to second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. So this has just a couple small updates. There's nothing real big. And Sharon will be able to add it to the agenda later on today. But when Scott and I were connecting on this, we just noticed there was an extra door that wasn't supposed to be there. So that's the only thing that's removed from it. But it doesn't change anything from quotes or anything like that. That's discussions that have been going on. It was just an accident, I think, left on. The final floor plan was done. I do want to say thank you to Scott for all of his work this past month. It took a lot to be able to go back and actually confirm to make sure that the measurements were correct. I think over all the different versions and conversations after the few years on this, we did need to make sure that Scott, the engineer, had time to make sure that our measurements were correct, that we had the right number of books on their shelves, because we had kind of moved on some of the floor plans. And you'll notice in this little teeny tiny writing text here, there's numbers in these boxes. Some of the floor plans didn't have those numbers. So we just needed to go back and make sure that everything had fully gotten updated. So that is what took us a little bit longer this month after White and Associates had requested for us to make some changes on the floor plan. It was a good opportunity to work with Scott and Stacy's office to just do a final confirmation of numbers and spacing. So I do appreciate Scott's work on that. Aaron in my office and I are working to finalize location of a lot of different pieces that are down there. I've had several conversations with the company A1 that will be doing the book move. As you guys know, and happy to give you a tour of our fun space downstairs. It's going to be something exciting because shelves and books all have to move kind of all at the same time. As you guys know, that we still have to keep our space open to the public. We have to make sure that we can use those books. So we can't just put them in a box somewhere. We have to always be able to stay open to the public. So I will be working probably with Keith and his team to make sure that we can figure out a good plan so we're not in anybody's way, but we may need to use a little bit of the hall space potentially once the move gets started. I don't think it should cause any issues just based off of, most people kind of stop at the bathroom. They don't usually continue on down that hall. So I'm hoping to kind of use some of that space maybe to line up some tables to get our books out there as we're shifting the books off the shelves and then the shelves down the hall. That makes sense. So just a lot of moving parts and just kind of reminding everybody that we're doing our best we can to make sure that we stay open to the public, that we protect the books, because as you know, I have this constitutional responsibility. Never knew I would care so much about books in my life, but I do now. And so we're doing our best to make sure that we are doing our job there. Everybody should have probably on your screen, I don't know if we printed it, but the updated spreadsheet that we continue to update. Each week we put our notes in there. This is just so that we're all on the same page. We're completely transparent. So any notes that we have, changes, we continue to provide those for you guys. I'm happy to visit with anybody now or later if you have questions on any of the pieces of this project and where we're at today.
I would just offer on the hallway space, if you want, you can get with our fire marshal, Mr. Barnes, just to make sure that, we
Yeah,
don't
that'd be great.
run afoul of that, but I'm sure he can kind of help with any type of logistics or suggestions.
Yeah, no, that'll be great. And hopefully it's just a day or even half of a day, but I think always want to make sure that we're being mindful of that. So we will get this jigsaw puzzle figured out once the space is fully ready.
Seems like it's going to be like the Hogwarts moving staircases and everything.
Yeah, lots of fun. So, but again, feel free to reach out and just to remind everybody, if you have questions, concerns, comments, I think there's a lot of wonderful chatter in this building. So I would absolutely always welcome and appreciate a direct conversation if there's any questions.
And I will say I got an email from you this morning related to some of the expenditures and stuff. I appreciated the email. I read through it. A lot of the stuff made sense. I want to read back through it again. I just wanted you to know I hadn't replied to you yet, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I had sent it out, and Charles, you were on it, but I wanted to make sure your other two offices had it. So just feel free to give me a call if you have questions.
What's the target date for the move? Do you know?
As soon as we can get all the pieces together. We are actually trying. So even though there needs, obviously, the construction has to finish on the west end. When I visited the last time with A1, I think we may be able to bring them and do 3 different phases so that we can kind of get some more things moving along. As you know, the majority of the books are staying on the north side for the public because the intention has always been that the south space are books that the public doesn't need all the time. They're kind of older things that we legally have to keep stored for a long time. So the most of the books are staying on the north side, but working to see if we can get some of those things moved. So once the space on the west side, northwest side is complete, then we'll be able to make that shift. So all of it's just working together with everybody on the schedule.
Okay. Any other questions?
And I do want to make sure that we are in the loop on the entrance project because obviously that is close to where our staff is, where the public comes in. So we just need to make sure that we're all communicating really well of what that logistically all looks like.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Right.
All right, thanks.
I'll make a motion to receive the report.
Second.
Been moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, item number 8, discussion possible action regarding first floor abatement related to HVAC expenses. Marissa?
Yes. So I actually forgot we had this on here today. Charles knows that this was a big conversation. This conversation has been actually happening for several months now, and really, I would assume the conversation probably happened before I even came in office, because when the annex project takes place, there'll be a lot of pieces to that, and there are, as you all know, with the abatement process, there potentially is going to be some shutdown of different things. This has been an ongoing process, an ongoing conversation that I'm sure the experts can get into the details on. I added it to the agenda just so that we could have this public conversation to highlight that I, Marissa, the county clerk, am not asking for any money for this. I think there was a lot of confusion last week. I am not asking for money for this. What I'm asking is, do we need to put in an HVAC system? I don't know the answer to that. I think there are experts, and Charles, I know is our conversation last week, you're working on that. So that's the first question. Do we actually need it? And if so, then there needs to be a conversation as to what does that look like, how much does it cost, and where are the funds going to come from? I will continue to make the argument that if there does need to be an HVAC, to make sure that that west end of the hall has some sort of air for employees, the public, the books, that would only be because of the front entrance project. So the front entrance project could cause the potential for needing the HVAC for the other piece of the project. So again, going back to the first question, do we actually need it? I think we're going to have ongoing conversations about that. Charles, if I'm right from our conversation last week, you're going to work with Keith and figure that answer out.
Yeah, I've spoken to Stacy too. And I think we actually can have that answer this week. I'm suspecting that it's not going to be necessary. And actually then I know Chantel, I saw an email where you had a couple of Mike and a couple of people that you had reached out to for it, just not for sure who they were.
That was a long time ago. That was back in April.
Okay.
And when Cooley's Representative Rob went in and put the temperature things in, I'm not sure. I'm still waiting to know, did he have that information? Because I think in fact, I'm pretty sure Cooley came later from that. So we just need to kind of connect some pieces to see who had what, where are we today? What is the decision today? And quite honestly, the weather is a whole nother conversation. So we're entering into a time that answer today could have been very different than the answer in July. So we just need to have a responsible, respectful conversation to figure out where we're going to land there, and then figure out where the funds are going to come from and the reality of the different pieces to the project. But I just wanted to make it perfectly clear, I'm not asking for the money. I want to make sure we make the right decision for the building and the people that are using it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Chantel, do you recall that email you'd reached out to?
Yeah, it's with CoFile. It's with CoFile. They're the ones that do our books.
Oh, those are the two people.
Yeah, I looked
Okay,
back
great.
at the email
Okay,
as well.
all right.
It was back in April. Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's all. Thanks.
Any questions?
Motion to receive report.
I'll second that.
Oh, Mike.
Regarding the question as to whether Cooley and Rob had that information, I can produce an email where he is acknowledging that he had that information at the time, if you like.
Yeah, if you could forward that, that'd be great information to have.
I'll do that.
All right, thank you. All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, citizens' participation. Any new business? Board comments? Any District 1, District 3, any comments? All right, none here?
Motion to get out of here.
All right. All right, it's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Are you in the new one? Are you in the new one?
I don't know. Let me see here. Yep.
All right, everybody in? All right, I call to order the meeting of the PBA advisory. Meeting was properly posted on October 4th. All three districts are present. First item is approval of the minutes.
Motion approved.
I'll second that. So move and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I may have the
recurring
wrong
items.
one up here.
Discussion on possible, okay.
This is from September 30th. Is that the wrong one? There we go. Okay, got it.
All right, item number 2, discussion possible action regarding ARPA capital projects. Aaron, any update from the engineer's office on ARPA projects? Typically, we'll defer to.
Just- Yeah, I'll just
Okay.
have Wyatt give you an update.
All right. Item number 3, discussion possible action regarding update from owners representing on the ARPA projects. Mike?
Good morning again. Emergency ops, the construction manager at risk is going to be finalizing their last 5 bid packages this week, of 30 some, I believe. So making a lot of progress there, and they're expecting to start construction mid-November out there. The elevators, ICB, Metro 1, Metro 2, as we discussed, are same update as earlier. Kone's been selected, progressing with, or excuse me, ICB elevator. I'm sorry. We issued that or delivered that contract last week, late last week. So Kone has that in hand. For Metro 1 and 2, same update. Kone is selected, submittal process ongoing. ICB remodel. Lingo's been selected as the construction manager at risk. We're expecting final contract amounts established early November. Any questions?
Will you be having the Kone meeting this week on Thursday?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And then has the court clerk alerted you as to when they're planning on moving their books from the basement of ICB?
No, sir. I've not heard yet.
Any questions?
No.
All right, I'll move to receive report.
Second.
It's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Mike. Item number 5, discussion possible action regarding update on Visitors Capital Building. Dice. 4. I'm sorry. Thank you. Item number 4, discussion possible action regarding the exterior of the ICB building. The report. Item number 5, discussion of the interior of the ICB building. Any report, Keith?
The district attorney is selecting colors.
Great.
Thank you, Keith.
Do you want to make a motion to receive that report?
No, really.
All right.
That doesn't sound like an actionable item.
Take that as a comment from the gallery. Yeah. All right. Any citizens who participate? Any new business? All right. Any board comments?
Paul, welcome to the meetings. I know you were, last time you were in the audience, but welcome you up here.
All right. Paul, do you have any comments at all?
No.
All right. Welcome. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
You got it. Second.
All right. It's been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.